Crack the code to optimal living, the game-changing blood test you need right away. Insulin Resistance Metrics, Decoding Homeostatic Model Assessment. Welcome to a groundbreaking exploration into the pivotal world of health diagnostics. Have you ever heard of the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance test? This unassuming blood test holds the power to revolutionize the way we understand our health journey. Picture this: an unobtrusive blood test that reveals a wealth of information about your body's ability to manage glucose, a test capable of foreseeing potential health storms long before they appear on the radar of traditional health screenings. Enter the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance test. More than just a set of numbers, it's a game changer, indicating whether your body is dancing effortlessly with insulin or struggling under the weight of resistance. This simple test offers profound insights. When your homeostatic model assessment for insulin resistance is below 1, consider it a victory flag, a sign that your body efficiently processes glucose. But as it inches past 1.9 or surpasses 2.9, it signals a whisper, perhaps even a shout, that your body's insulin sensitivity might be slipping away. Insulin resistance, a seemingly silent yet formidable adversary, can pave the way for conditions like prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and more. But here's the remarkable part. Identifying this resistance early is like holding the map to health restoration in your hands. Think of the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance test as your secret weapon, allowing you to peek behind the curtain of traditional diagnostic tests. It's a preemptive strike, catching subtle insulin resistance before it hijacks your health. The magic lies in its power to guide you toward tailored diet and lifestyle changes, transforming your homeostatic model assessment for insulin resistance score, shedding extra weight, and regaining control over your health. This test, often overlooked, acts as a beacon, directing you toward the path of wellness and vitality. In this video, we'll unlock the secrets of the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance test, exploring its potential to rewrite the narrative of your health story. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the significance, implications, and actionable steps this test offers for your well-being. Don't miss the chance to seize control of your health journey. Welcome to a new era of proactive health management with the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance test. Insulin Resistance and AMP, Modern Health Crisis. Unraveling the Epidemic. Now that we've unveiled the significance of the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance test, let's plunge into the alarming landscape of insulin resistance and its intricate ties to our modern health crisis. The term insulin resistance debuted in 1931, echoing the challenges early insulin therapy recipients faced. In those days, impure insulin formulations triggered resistance, leading to the need for escalating doses. Fast forward to today's era of recombinant human insulin, where anti-insulin antibodies are no longer the primary culprit. The clinical spectrum of insulin resistance has evolved significantly. It's no longer just about impure insulin or antibody development. Insulin resistance now encompasses a wide range of triggers: physiological stress, pathological stress, medications, and medical conditions. Conditions like polycystic ovary syndrome, type 2, diabetes, mellitus, metabolic syndrome, fatty liver, and coronary artery disease are all linked to insulin resistance. With the global obesity epidemic, some physicians shy away from addressing the root causes: sedentary habits, overeating, and sugar-laden diets. Intellectualizing insulin resistance as an independent medical entity may offer palliation through medications, but it often masks the true issue: lifestyle choices. Insulin resistance, once described in the context of antibody development, has taken a backseat. Obesity-related complications, fatty acid metabolism deregulation, and mitochondrial dysfunction dominate the current narrative. Thin individuals with polycystic ovary syndrome may represent a subset where insulin resistance is an independent medical condition. Inflammation, sugar-added diets, stress-related neurohumoral activation, and visceral adiposity contribute to the modern insulin resistance epidemic. Lifestyle modifications, including diet, exercise, stress control, and optimal sleep, offer a targeted approach to improve insulin resistance, reduce medication dependency, and enhance long-term outcomes. The commonly misunderstood notion that insulin resistance is an independent medical condition requiring lifelong medications is debunked. Instead, it's often intricately linked with lifestyle factors, especially obesity. Addressing these factors directly through diet, exercise, and weight reduction provides an opportunity to resolve insulin resistance and even cure metabolic syndrome. Decoding Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance. Now that we've explored the intricate landscape of insulin resistance, let's dive into the heart of the matter: the Homeostatic Model Assessment Estimated Insulin Resistance. Developed by Matthews et al., this groundbreaking tool has become a cornerstone in estimating insulin resistance, offering a more accessible alternative to traditional methods. The Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance Formula. Breaking down the complexity, the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance is calculated by multiplying fasting plasma insulin by fasting plasma glucose and then dividing by the constant 22.5. This method, although widely embraced, faces challenges due to the lack of a standardized reference range, hindering its clinical and population-wide application. Now, let's demystify the results. A homeostatic model assessment for insulin resistance score of less than 1.0 is optimal, indicating insulin sensitivity, a metabolic state to strive for. As the score climbs above 1.9, it signals early insulin resistance, urging attention to lifestyle interventions. Crossing the threshold of 2.9 signifies significant insulin resistance, emphasizing the urgency of proactive measures. The pancreatic symphony and the cost of resistance. Insulin, the pancreatic conductor orchestrating glucose utilization, becomes strained in the face of resistance. As resistance mounts, the pancreas amplifies insulin production, potentially compromising overall health and obstructing weight loss. The consequences of untreated insulin resistance unfold as pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes mellitus, and metabolic conditions like heart disease and fatty liver disease. The silver lining lies in early identification. Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance acts as a sentinel, uncovering subtle insulin resistance before it surfaces in conventional screenings. This non-invasive, validated tool becomes a compass, guiding individuals toward tailored diet and lifestyle changes. The goal? To bring homeostatic model assessment for insulin resistance scores into the insulin-sensitive range, shed excess weight, and chart a course toward improved health. Early detection, lasting impact. In the vast landscape of metabolic health, the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance emerges as a sentinel, standing guard against the stealthy onset of insulin resistance. With a staggering 1.26 billion adults worldwide grappling with insulin resistance, the urgency to identify this complex state has never been more critical. Unlike the perception that aging is the sole harbinger of insulin resistance, a meta-analysis spanning 13 countries unveils a startling truth. Approximately 312 million children globally are ensnared by insulin resistance, dispelling the myth that youth is immune to its grasp. In the United States alone, the ominous specter of obesity looms large, engulfing 18.5% of youth aged 19 between 2015 and 2016. This statistic not only underscores the global insulin resistance epidemic, but also shatters the misconception that insulin resistance is an affliction reserved for later stages of life. The intersection of obesity, youth, and insulin resistance demands a proactive approach. And this is where the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance steps into the spotlight. Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance transcends the limitations of age-centric predictions. It serves as a powerful tool for early detection, unraveling the web of insulin and glucose metabolism imbalances before they burgeon into full-blown cardiometabolic diseases. As an intricate dance unfolds between aging, lifestyle, and genetic predispositions, the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance emerges as a beacon, illuminating the path toward timely interventions. Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance versus traditional tests. How does the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance stand out in the crowded arena of metabolic assessments? Unlike conventional tests like fasting glucose and glycated hemoglobin, the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance possesses a predictive edge. While fasting glucose and glycated hemoglobin are valuable markers, the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance takes the lead by identifying subtle insulin resistance even before these counterparts raise an alarm. It's the predictive prowess that sets the Homeostatic Model Assessment for insulin resistance apart, offering a window to address health issues at their inception. As we navigate the intricate interplay of factors contributing to the global surge in insulin resistance, the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance emerges not just as a diagnostic tool, but as a catalyst for a paradigm shift. It invites a collective acknowledgement that insulin resistance knows no age boundaries, urging us to redefine our approach to health. Join us on this transformative journey as we unveil the profound significance of the Homeostatic Model Assessment for Insulin Resistance, a herald of early detection, a harbinger of lasting impact. Breaking the chains, unveiling the transformative power of exercise in the relentless battle against the global epidemic of diabetes. Mellitus, a seismic shift, is underway, with projections foretelling a future where 366 million people grapple with this condition by 2030. The urgency for change has never been more palpable. Enter the transformative power of exercise, a dynamic force that not only disrupts the trajectory of this health crisis, but emerges as the linchpin in a paradigm shift that holds the promise of liberation. The unyielding impact of exercise, a global health imperative. Exercise is not just a suggestion, it is a global health imperative. Countless studies converge to underscore its unparalleled importance in preventing and managing type 2 diabetes. This symphony of evidence reveals a clinically significant reduction in glycosylated hemoglobin through the harmonious interplay of physical activity and dietary choices. Exercise becomes the unyielding architect of health transformation, reducing body mass index, elevating high-density lipoprotein levels, and normalizing blood pressure. Beyond the confines of diabetes, habitual physical activity emerges as a guardian against mortality, a force that mitigates the risks of coronary heart disease, stroke, and colon cancer. Cracking the code of insulin resistance, a triumph of exercise. Enter the battleground against insulin resistance, a silent adversary within the tapestry of type 2 diabetes. Here, exercise emerges as a triumphant hero, unraveling the molecular intricacies of insulin resistance. With each bout of moderate intensity exercise, glucose uptake soars by a staggering 40%, triggering a chain reaction of positive physiological responses. This is not just about reversing insulin resistance. It's a journey toward holistic wellness. Exercise becomes a therapeutic anthem, a proclamation of resilience against the shackles of cardiovascular disease and diabetes, transcending the mere physical to enhance overall quality of life. Empower your health. Journey. Ask your doctor for a homeostatic model assessment for the insulin resistance test. Let's shatter the norm, break free from the reactive healthcare model, and forge ahead into a future of prevention. Share your journey, your triumphs, and even the hurdles. This isn't just a test, it's a shared odyssey towards a healthier tomorrow. Ready to rewrite your health story? The key lies in the Homeostatic Model Assessment for the Insulin Resistance Test. Take charge, demand the test from your doctor, and embark on a journey of self-discovery. Subscribe now to revolutionize your health, and let's pave the way for a proactive, preventative approach. Your health, your control, it starts with the Homeostatic Model Assessment for the Insulin Resistance Test. Ask for it, know your numbers, and step into a healthier tomorrow. Subscribe and share because your health deserves the spotlight.